Once Spider-Man joined the MCU back in 2016's Captain America Civil War, it seemed like we'd entered a bold new era of cinematic web-slinging. Actor Tom Holland is a young man portraying a high school-aged Peter Parker, still trying to figure out how to put the man in Spider-Man. So in the lead-up to Avengers Infinity War, everyone expected to see Spider-Man doing some pretty cool stuff, suiting up as the Iron Spider to take on Thanos and his gang of creeps. We should probably pause the video now to let you know that there are some Thanos-sized spoilers ahead. Still with us? Good. Even though the credits have rolled and we've all reserved our seats for Avengers 4 in 2019, we're still trying to process everything we saw in Avengers Infinity War. No one, seriously no one expected to leave the theatre bawling our eyes out at the tragic death of young Peter Parker, the amazingly dead Spider-Man. Of course, he's not the only casualty of Thanos' mad quest. The conclusion to Marvel Studios' record-setting team-up movie might be the most despairing sequence ever filmed for a summer blockbuster, as the movie ends with half the population of the entire universe being blinked out of existence. Watching Earth's mightiest heroes and almost all of the Guardians of the Galaxy being turned to ash and disappearing is a haunting thing to experience. But the most affecting moment of the sequence comes from Tom Holland's Spider-Man, who gets a horrifying moment to realize what's going on before he collapses and fades away. He pleads for his life and, in Tony Stark's arms, he uses his last words to apologize to his surrogate father for not doing better. And before Stark can so much as tell him to knock it off, he's gone. Seeing the teenage Spider-Man fade out of existence is the moment that takes the movie's climax from sad to heart-wrenching, making for a final reel that seems to be bringing many moviegoers to tears. Of course, once the lights came back on in the theatre, you probably started to realise that, well, as sad as it was to watch Spidey go, he'll definitely be back. Here's why. A sequel to Spider-Man: Homecoming was announced in late 2016 and is set to begin shooting in July 2018. So even if Peter's tragic death in Infinity War made you cry into your popcorn, you can rest assured he'll be back in time to star in his own follow-up. But if you really want to go deep on why you haven't seen the last of movie Spidey, just look to the pages of Marvel comic books. In the first issue of Infinity Gauntlet, the 1991 six-issue series on which much of Infinity War is based, Spider-Man is one of the first Marvel heroes to realize something seriously bad is going down. Joining up with the rest of the world's remaining heroes and taking the fight to outer space, he stays in the game against Thanos for almost the entire battle. That's a pretty big change from what we got in the film, right? So why did Infinity War make that change and take out Spider-Man with Thanos' snap? Well, as strong as Spider-Man is, he's not actually essential to winning the battle. In the comics, the end game of the fight takes place after the clock gets turned back 24 hours, landing Spider-Man back in New York City. Afterwards, the final fight is led by Marvel's most mystical members and its heaviest hitters, with Doctor Strange, Thor, Drax, Hulk, Thanos' brother Star Fox, and Adam Warlock teaming up with an epic alliance of Marvel's cosmic entities to finish off the fight. Spidey's off to the side, doing whatever a spider, does? Let's just face it, there's not much Spider-Man can do in a battle between gods, and erasing him from existence is a much more impactful way to end Infinity War than just benching him in the fourth quarter like in the comics. That's lame. This is drama. So dry your eyes, true believers. Avengers Infinity War may be one of the most audacious summer movies in recent memory, but nobody's crazy enough to really squash Spider-Man. Not until he does this, at least. Yikes! Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this other cool stuff we know you'll love too.